Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Good afternoon, and thank you for taking time out of your Tuesday afternoon to join us here for the ICC Hour on SuperTalk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. We've gotten through the first few weeks of classes here at ICC. It's been a fun time and a great time having all the students back on campus. Now, you can still sign up for some of our online classes that's going on. We encourage you to do so by visiting iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. Let's recap what we did last week. Last week we talked with John Armstrong about a grant that ICC recently received. We also heard from the ICC women's head soccer coach David Strother and the men's soccer coach Carol Vogel to learn more about their squads this season. And if you didn't happen to catch that show but would like to go back and check it out, you can do so by searching the ICC Hour on YouTube. That's all you got to type in, the ICC Hour. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the page while you're there. And while you're on YouTube, search Let's Go ICC and subscribe to that page as well for all the athletic content that we put out there. I'm Adam Gore, the Sports Information Director here at ICC, and the ICC Hour is being presented to you by our friends over at Renasant Bank.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renasant Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renasant Bank, understanding you.
Now, on this week's show, we'll talk about some of our pathway programs and continuing education opportunities that will be coming your way in September over at the Belden Center when we talk to Mr. Josh Gammill. And then we'll take an in-depth look at the ICC All-American Marching Band with band director Ryan Todd. And if we have time, well, we'll hear from the ICC All-American Marching Band as the show wraps up. So again, we've only got an hour, so you know it's a jam-packed show. So sit back, relax with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, thanks to our friends over at Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, and enjoy today's show. When we come back, we'll talk with Mr. Josh Gammill here on the ICC Hour, presented by Renasant Bank.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renasant Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renasant Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
When I think of ICC, I think about home.
The moment I stepped on campus, I knew it was a perfect fit.
It helped me find my true self.
It has opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
I was able to get involved here and make a real difference.
I've met my closest friends here.
There's something for everyone to be involved with.
I've gained skills to succeed in the workforce.
It's been the best experience.
welcome back to the ICC Hour here on SuperTalk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour is being presented to you by our friends over at Renasant Bank. Now, it's almost football season coming up, and they do the SEC Shorts that Renasant Bank sponsors. So you want to visit RenasantNation.com to watch some of those videos and a lot of other great entertaining things there that Renasant Bank puts on for you. That's RenasantNation.com. Well, as we continue the show, now we're going to take a look and talk with Josh Gammill. Josh, how's things going, my man?
Man, everything's going pretty good. Glad to get the semester started, and we're geared up for a big year this year.
Well, Josh, I know you've been a guest on the show numerous times, but new season, might be some new listeners. Sort of tell everybody who you are and what you do at ICC.
So I'm the Director of Continuing Education Department of ICC. We handle most things on the non-credit side of the college. So we have certificate programs that students can enroll in, and they get their certificate of completion. Once they get that, the idea is that they'll be able to go into and find a job in that respective field that they just completed. Also do personal enrichment classes, CEU classes, and all of those different kind of things. So just pretty much everything that's non-credit for the college we handle in continuing ed.
Absolutely. And you're over at the Belden Center, what I like to call the crown jewel of the college. There's so many great things that you and a lot of other great people do out there to serve not only Northeast Mississippi, but the Mississippi area as a whole. So we do appreciate all that hard work that you guys put into things out there. So you've got some pathway classes coming up in September, and that's what we're going to focus on now. The ones in August have filled. But, some really interesting ones. And one of them I keep saying I want to get into one day after I retire is the food management certification. That one always seems fun whenever I get to go over there and see what they do. You also have introduction to welding and cutting, small engine repair technician, and then electrician assistant. All those classes start right around September 11th, September the 12th, and run through that second week of October. Actually, the small engine repair technician runs through November as well. Those classes are Tuesdays, or actually throughout the week. So we'll talk about where they can find that information. But let's start talking about the food management certification class.
So that class it's one of our most unique career pathways we have here over at the Belden Center. It is a 4-week long program. Now it actually meets during the day. It's one of our few classes that we actually meet during the day. But you come for 4 weeks. A typical day would be 8:30 to around 2:30 or 3. So you're here pretty much all day. But one of the cool things is that students that enroll in this program, they're going to have the opportunity to learn about the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry, and they get just a ton of hands-on training. So if you're a type of person that you don't just like sitting around and listening to a teacher talk in the classroom, this will be a very good fit for you. So food management certification, the biggest thing, as I mentioned, so you'll get prepared to work in a restaurant or anything in the hospitality industry. But one of the biggest takeaways that our students get is once they complete the class, they're going to be ServSafe certified. So anybody that works in or any restaurant that is open, any shift that they have to have somebody on staff on that shift that is ServSafe certified. So that'll give you a leg up if you're looking to get into that field. And typically, it's not always the case, but typically the restaurants will also pay a little bit more if somebody is ServSafe certified. So that's kind of one of the crown jewels for that class. Once you get out, you'll have that. But you'll just get a wealth of other knowledge too. Front of the house operations, back of the house operations, how to handle customers, how to prep food. We cook or the program cooks 3 days a week over here at the Belden Center. So they actually serve food to the students and the faculty and staff over here 3 days a week. They do catering events for different organizations that come to our conference center here at Belden. So again, that's it. You're not sitting in the classroom most of the time. You're going to be up. You're going to be in the kitchen. You're going to be learning and doing different things. So it's just a really good experience for them.
Absolutely. I know I've used that catering service they've had a couple of times for events I've hosted, and man, it's just out of the world. Not only that, but it's really cool to see, like you said, the students get their hand, like, just be involved. They come out and they welcome, introduce everybody, tell them what the menu is, and then you see the teacher coming out saying, okay, this is how you set this up, this is how you set that up. And not only is it getting you ready for that, but if it's somebody that looks like maybe want to open a restaurant, this gives you a wealth of knowledge to be able to go forth and be successful in that line of work.
Yeah, that's right. You hit the nail on the head with that. And our instructor, Miss Christy Shewer, she is awesome. She's been in the industry for over 20 years. So she knows how things work and she has great connections. So she does a really great job of introducing students to those different type of things and just preparing them for the next step.
Now, the next class I want to talk about, and Josh, if you ever see my name on this class signed up, immediately erase it because it's not going to be good. It's going to be Introduction to Welding and Cutting. Go ahead and talk about that and how that can help us students.
Yeah, so it is exactly what it says. It is an introduction to welding and cutting. We do have a 1-year welding program at ICC, and it's on the credit side of the house. Again, we're dealing with non-credit courses here. So what this class does is it just really introduces students to the type of welding that they could potentially see if they wanted to transition over to the 1-year program. We have people that maybe they own their own business, they own farms, they want to learn how to work on their own, work on their own equipment. So we have those type of people that come to this class. We also have students that are thinking about getting into the 1-year welding program, but they're not quite sure if that's what they want to do. So this will be an opportunity for them to come in and just kind of get a feel for what welding is, what it looks like, because maybe this is kind of where you were going with what we mentioned about your name being on the list, but welding is tough. You're going to be in an environment where it's going to be dirty and it's going to be hot. Okay. But they also make a lot of money too. So
yes, they do.
Yeah, but it gets the students to come in and just kind of see what that environment looks like and see what kind of skills they would need to see if it would be a good fit. We have several students typically each year that they transition on to that 1-year program. So they're already familiar with how things work, and it is a good seamless transition for them. They tend to do well in that 1-year program.
Absolutely. And the next class is a small engine repair technician. And this one seems like this could be of great value. I know I've got a lot of things around the house that I tinker with trying to figure out how to fix. But, it kind of reminds you of that old backyard repair person that you just call up, say, hey, can you come work on this? But puts it in a much more professional manner than I just did, obviously. But, it's just one of those valuable jobs that it's tough to find people to work on things like that these days.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is tough to find people that it's almost like it's a lost skill, lost art. You don't have a lot of people that are getting into that. Anybody that has that skill set, that you can do a lot with it, I think. And one important thing that I would like to note, sometimes people get a little bit confused on small engine. So sometimes we have people, their mind kind of goes to a car engine or a truck engine. These are going to be the small engines, such as a trimmer, a mower, a chainsaw, those type of things. Those are the small engines that we're talking about. But yeah, we have people that come through, they're interested in starting their own business. Maybe they just want to learn how to work on their own equipment so they don't have to pay somebody to do it, right?
Right.
Because there's not that many people, so they may charge a little bit more.
Yeah, they charge for the work and they do a good job.
Right. So you can maybe save yourself a little bit of money and time and effort if you know how to do it. But again, our instructors, they do a good job. The gentleman that is teaching the course now, he's been in the business for years and years. So he has a lot of good experience, a lot of knowledge, and it's just a really cool class. We've actually had some of our staff at ICC has taken the class over the years because they've been so interested. They've seen it out there, they've seen them in action, and they've been interested to take it. So it's a really cool thing.
And then, of course, the last one we're going to talk about is electrician assistant. My buddy Potter, he went through the electrician program at over there in Belden. And then anytime, like I'll call him like, hey man, can you come work on this? And so I call myself his electrician assistant, and his words are stand back, don't get near me right now. So but talk about what the electrician assistant would be.
Yeah. So the electrician assistant. So another one of those trades that they're having an issue finding people that'll get in there and get to work. So a little caveat here: when you get done with the program, you're not going to be a certified electrician. Again, it's exactly what the class says. You're going to be able to go in and be an assistant to a licensed electrician. Okay, but what you're going to do is you're going to get that skill set. You're going to learn the basics of what you would need to know to hopefully one day down the road become a licensed electrician. But that'll get your foot in the door. It's essentially residential wiring. So it's 30 hours worth of instruction. And again, we talk about hands-on learning. So you're not going to be sitting in the classroom. We actually have a lab in the back here at the Belden Center, and you're going to be pulling wire. You're going to be wiring up light bulbs and switches and all that kind of good stuff to make sure that they work correctly and that you know what you're doing. So it is that field right now is wide open. So I would just encourage anybody that is even thinking about getting in that field. This will be a good starting point for them to kind of get their foot in the door in that industry, and they could continue on with our 2-year electrical technology program here at ICC as well. So the guys that go through the 2-year electrical technology program here, they actually get the 30 hours of residential wiring that you're going to get in this program. So you're getting the same content in some form or fashion of what those people that are in the 2-year credit program get as well. So really good class. You can't go wrong if you sign up for that.
And again, we're talking to Josh Gammill about some of the September pathway classes that are coming up. Again, just to recap those: food management certification, introduction to welding and cutting, a small engine repair technician, and electrician assistant as well. You can visit iccms.edu to find out more, or you can call 662-407-1537. That's 662-407-1537. Or you can email pathways@iccms.edu. That's pathways@iccms.edu. And Josh, can they stop by the Belden Center as well?
We would love for you to stop by. Love to talk with you and kind of give you an idea of what we got going on. So if you're not sure what you want to do, or if you are sure that you want to sign up for one of these, stop by and we'll be glad to help you.
Now, something else I want to talk to you before we let you go real quick is continuing ed. This is always something that's really fascinating, and they have some pretty cool classes. Before we talk about some of the classes or maybe some of the offerings on that end, tell everybody what continuing ed is.
Okay. I always joke about continuing education. It could be anything from basket weaving all the way up to how to use an iPhone. Continuing education covers, for us here at ICC, it covers anything like your hobbies and personal enjoyment classes, personal enrichment. So things that classes you may want to learn how to paint. Okay. So we would have a class for that. And then we also have CEUs for our teachers. We do a lot of EMS refreshers. So just anything of that spectrum on the non-credit side that you can think of, we probably offer it here at Continuing Ed.
Awesome. And do you got any classes that are coming up soon or maybe starting soon?
Yeah, so a couple of the popular ones and some of the most helpful ones that we'll have are we have an ACT prep class. So if you have a high school sophomore, high school junior, high school senior that they need to take the ACT, maybe they need to bump that score up. That ACT prep class is going to be very beneficial to them. It kind of helps them with test taking tips, what to expect on test day, and then just try to help them be confident when they go in there so they can get that score bumped up a little bit. We also have EMS refresher courses coming up. So we mentioned CEUs. So if you're an EMT, you're a paramedic, and then you're needing to get in those CEUs this year, we'll have those coming up, I believe, starting sometime in September and running all the way through February. So you can check those dates out, and we'd be glad to get you signed up. And again, so just check our website, check our social media posts, because we have different things. We have cooking classes coming up. We even have ballroom dancing classes coming up. So I would feel confident that there's going to be something that most people would be interested in doing. It's just us getting the word out there and creating awareness, and so they are aware that they can come in and sign up for those.
Just another great way that ICC is helping serve our community and everyone in the area. Pretty much one of those things. If you want to find a way to learn something, ICC is going to be there to help. Josh, I appreciate your time today. And as always, I know we'll be talking to you on down the line about some of the great things coming up. But real quick, just remind everybody where they can find out more information about what goes on in your side of the world.
Yes, always look on our social media pages, at Wyoming Community College social media pages, and then you can also always go to iccms.edu and look under the Continuing Education tab. You can find all the information that you need, and stop by the Belton Center, call us, email us, and we'll be glad to help you out.
All right, Josh. Well, I appreciate it, man. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, Adam.
We'll be back with more of the ICC Hour right after this.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renasant Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
When my mom opened the store, I got comfortable with it, and I liked the fact I like to help people, and I like to make people feel good about what they wear or just in general. And so once we got started and got into it, it was just one of those things where I just kind of really fell in love with it.
This is a 2-year all-online Associate of Applied Science degree. There are no restrictions or requirements to begin working toward a Business and Marketing Management Technology degree.
I think just being here and being able to experience what all there is within business and marketing, it was just something I thought I would really enjoy, which I started the first semester I was in class, and which I loved Miss McCrimmon. She was awesome. She was very helpful.
Students simply apply to ICC and then select Business and Marketing Management Technology as their major.
I enjoy online, and it was not anything that anybody couldn't do. It works with your schedule, and it was easy for me to do online working here as well. So that was really helpful to me.
This degree covers a wide range of business jobs. It's also a great way for entrepreneurs to learn about starting their own business.
There are times when you will catch yourself applying what you did learn in the program, using it within whatever business you're in.
Many students in this program are working and are interested in earning a degree to be promoted where they work. I've also had graduates start their own businesses.
There's just something about when somebody comes in and they want to find something and you're able to help them with that, and they find the perfect outfit or whatever they're needing. It's just one of those things where it makes you feel good and it makes the customer feel good.
Students can start the MMT program in the fall or spring semesters.
But overall, it's a fun job, and you get to learn a lot. And if you love shopping, that's a big plus too. Customer service is huge, and we want to make sure that we are able to fit that person's needs and do the best we can to help them.
MMT graduates also have the option to transfer their associate degree and continue working toward their bachelor degree online.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, come help me with this. Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on SuperTalk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour is being brought to you by our friends over at Renasant Bank. They are the bank that understands you, and I invite you to find out why by visiting RenasantBank.com. Well, we're still in the early stages of the school year, and we get to know our athletic programs. And if you know our athletic programs, you know that they are supported by the best band in the state. That's the ICC All-American Marching Band, and we got Ryan Todd with us today. And Ryan, thanks for joining us.
It's good to be here. Good to be here.
Well, I know this is not one of your most favorite things in the world to do, but you do love to promote and support your kids.
Yes.
In that sense. So you guys have been on campus. Let's see, this is the second week of school. So you guys have been here almost a month now preparing for the season. Of course, we'll talk about the coming in for the preseason and what you guys do to get ready.
Well, we've brought our color guard and our percussion in, and our dancers. We bring them in a few days early. Brought them in right at the beginning of August, and started with them in our learning procedure, as far as some of those things have to be set before we can get started. And so many new folks, we get them for 2 years. Yes. And every year half of the band, well over half the band, is brand new, so we have to come in and evaluate some players and where they're at, especially from a percussive standpoint. So we brought them in early and got them started before I brought the full band in. And we've gone a good week last week with them. Had 245 show up.
Wow!
And that's our COVID the COVID thing brought us down a little bit. We were up significantly before that, and really rolling. But we've really enjoyed seeing 245 show up, and it's a great group of students. We got a lot of great attitudes, a lot of great players out there. So it's going to be a fun season for us.
Well, one thing I like, my office is close enough that when y'all do practice, I can hear you through my window. And, that's always one of my favorite times of year. Whenever, and most people are like, I don't know what it's called, but it's the thing that keeps you on beat.
The metronome.
The metronome.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I start hearing that, I'm like, all right, it's getting real now. So,
well, that's not what our kids think.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So we'll talk about a few things throughout this, as we're talking with Ryan Todd, the band director here at ICC. And Ryan, we always hear about recruiting for football, basketball, baseball, sports like that. How do you go about finding your band members? I know you have tryouts, but do you yourself, go watch band kids, or how does that work?
Well, I do spend a lot of time in the high schools throughout the year, both in marching season and in concert season, the second semester, and I stay in close contact with all of our area band directors, especially in district, and some in Alabama, that we go in and recruit, and some out of district when they call us and ask for help. But from a recruiting standpoint, we're in ICC is in a unique situation that we have the ability to offer a spot in our program to anyone who is dedicated to their high school program in the district, and we there can be an audition process if that's what the student wants, but what we kind of the way we go about it is we have all types out there. We have some outstanding all district players. And outstanding all-state players, but we cover the spectrum. We have students that haven't excelled quite to that standpoint, but if you in your high school program, if you follow all the way through to your senior year, and you're dedicated to that program, and your band director brings you in with a great recommendation, we're going to offer you a spot with us.
Awesome.
And that's how we're able to be 245. That's how we're able to get so many dedicated students, so many great students. Is every one of them that's out there. Each and every one of them, their band director has recommended them for a spot in our program. So, yes, we do, myself and the other band directors do go out, and we do spend time in the band halls. We do get to know the directors. We get to know quite a few students, but when it comes down to it, as far as membership in the program, we try to offer each and every person a spot that wants a spot in our program. So we're, like I say, ICC very much promotes and very much supports the program here. And that's the only way we're able to do that, is because our administration has put so much time, effort, and dedication into this program. And it's a joy to stand in front of when we get that many great students out there.
Absolutely. You kind of touched on it for a second. I want to let you talk about your team members that help you, because you obviously can't handle 245 by yourself.
I can barely handle a handful by myself.
Yes. But you got a really good team with you.
I do. We have returning. We have Miss Colburn has been here. Miss Christy Colburn has been here. She's originally from Aberdeen, but she lives in Amory. She's been with us for well over the time. This is my 14th year here at ICC, and she's been here, I think, maybe 5 or 6 years in front of that. So she does an outstanding job with all of our woodwind, all things woodwind, but she is also our color guard and our Indianet coordinator. She does a lot of choreography with the color guard and just coordinates our dance team. Our dance team choreographer is new to us this year, is Miss Sally Laird from Amory. She came highly recommended. We're really enjoying having her on to do our choreography, both for the fall line, hopefully for the spring line too, if everything goes well, and I think it will. It's just been a great atmosphere out there with those guys and girls. And then Mr. Brennan Eaton is also one of our band directors. I think this is his 3rd year with us, but he does all things percussion. He deals with our drum line. He does a great job. But all of the instructors out there every day have just been so good, and the kids seem to be just feeding off of them. The students seem to be feeding off of their energy, and it just seems like it's a high energy out there on that practice field.
And what areas do you cover yourself?
Well, as far as instruction goes, I do all things brass, especially high brass. As far as the band goes, I do most of the writing. Now, Mr. Eaton also writes the percussion book, the drum book for us. But I write the show. I arrange the show music. I write the show drill. But I'm kind of the catch-all of whatever problem pops up. But and not that the others aren't either. They catch all on that field. It's just a great team that everybody's got their place, but then they're all our band directors. That's one of the great things about our situation is each band director has excelled in their own right as a band director, not just as color guard, not just as percussion, but everybody can do everything, and that's unique. That's unique. So we're excited to have everybody in place that is in place.
Yeah, you're like me. You're only as good as the people you work with.
Exactly,
and I think the result on the field shows you've got a really good team that you're able to work with there.
They are awesome. They're awesome.
All right, so you're doing a great job. You're giving me a segue right into my next question each time.
I'm glad to be able to help you out.
Yeah, there you go. So you talked about, coming up with the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that's always just curious to me. Of course, I have like zero musical skills. As a matter of fact, if you look in the Bible, it says make a joyful noise. You look down at the bottom, it says, Gord, you just stay quiet. Yeah. So, but how do you go about, one, coming up with the idea, and then just turning an idea into such a great show?
Well, sometimes it's a fairly easy process, and sometimes it's not quite so easy. We have meetings. We try to have monthly meetings as a staff and sit down and say, this is what's coming up, this is what's coming up. And usually, January, February, we have to look at each other and say, okay, it's coming. We all know the marching band is coming. I know we're dealing with this right now, but the marching band is coming. And we try to have brainstorm meetings about what people are thinking. And Miss Colburn usually does a much better job than the rest of us. She usually comes in with a list of good show ideas. There's so much experience out there. This is my 22nd year to teach. I think it's Miss Colburn's 24th or 25th year. And Mr. Eaton, I think it's his 18th, 19th year, something like that. So there's so much experience. We've seen it, everybody has done their job at a really high level over their career, and we've seen a lot. So, we come up with these ideas and we'll jot them down. But ultimately, after we have these ideas, I take them back and I really do some research, and I look up music that might fit these ideas. And sometimes we come in with music ideas that go with our show ideas. And after that, I sit down and I do a little research on my own, I say, all right, we can start with this. We could go into this. That'd be really cool. They could dance to this. Would be a good drum feature, And like I say, sometimes we go in and we have one meeting and it's over.
Yeah.
Everybody gets excited about one thing, and sometimes it takes 3 or 4 before we finally say this is what we're going to do. And sometimes even after we decide what we're going to do from an idea standpoint, it takes some more time to come up with the actual tunes we're going to put in there. But this year's show, I know we're probably going to get around to that. This year's show is we're going to kind of label it something like an 80s Fright Night. This year it was one of mine. In years past, everybody's gotten a chance that we've gone with their idea, but this one, I kind of came in and I just had the idea of turning around and playing Thriller for the crowd. Everybody knows Michael Jackson. Doesn't matter what age you are. Everybody knows Michael Jackson, and so we decided to open up with Thriller, and it's turned out to be a lot of fun. The kids students have had a really good time with that. We're going to segue into an old 80s movie called Weird Science that a lot of people know, not a lot of these students, but when I told them about it, I know that a lot of them went and watched it and whatnot, just to kind of get the idea of what the movie was about. And then our dancers are going to dance to that tune, Weird Science, and they've been doing some great work on that. They've been fun to watch up to this point. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to go into Beetlejuice, which is another old 80s, 90s movie type, around that time. But that's going to be our percussion feature, and Mr. Eaton has begun writing that, and he's getting excited about that. And then we're gonna close it out with some music from the movie Ghostbusters that everybody's gonna know, and hopefully the crowd's gonna help us out with a few things in there that we've got in store. But we're gonna end with Alice Cooper's "Feed My Frankenstein" that goes into Ghostbusters, and then we're going to bring the Thriller back for the big finish. So I was actually, before I came over, I was putting final touches on the music because we're going to pass out the second half today and read through it. So to give the students more to get excited about it. Now we've learned the first half. We've got all of Thriller on the field. We've got the Weird Science on the field. So we'll definitely be doing that at the first game. Hopefully, even more on September 7 when we get to that first game. We'll hopefully have all the way through the drum feature. So we're excited. Every day we keep chipping away, and it gets a little better and a little better and a little better, and we add more and add more. So we're getting real excited about the show. Absolutely, we got a little taste of Thriller the other night at the at Meet the Indians, and I heard that and I was like, all right, that's going to be a good high energy show. Well, when we got through with Meet the Indians, I thought, you know what, they're going to be filing out for a minute, so we're not part of that. Let's just play a little bit. Everybody loves Thriller. Let's get and it. I think the crowd kind of stopped what they were doing and enjoyed that for a second before we left.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents, not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a maestro of the clarinet, a famous speed solver,
piece of cake,
a noted cheese connoisseur,
Limburger.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renasant Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Want to make a good living? Come learn a skill at Max Home. Upholstery trainees start at $15.50 an hour. Our upholsterers average $23 an hour and can make above $28 an hour on production. We're also offering a $500 sign-on bonus to experienced upholsterers. Max Home is hiring for all positions and is willing to train quality people. Max Home makes all their custom-built products in the USA. Join the best, train with the best, be the best. Max Home, Bolton, Mississippi, and Max Home, Sulligent, Alabama.
Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
that's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best story here.
We're talking with Ryan Todd, band director here at ICC, 245 strong this year, and they're not just football games. You guys have a pep band at basketball. You participate in as many as parades as you can, and then of course you've got your off-season stuff, your Fine Arts stuff, just tons and tons of stuff. But one of the biggest events you've got, and it's going to be on down the road a little bit, is going to be your Tomahawk Marching Band competition. So tell our listeners about that event and how it came to be.
First of all, the event, the Tomahawk Marching Band Championship is going to be on Saturday, October 14. And usually that, the last 3 years, we've carried close to 30 bands throughout the day, which is a ton. And it is at a time of the year where many are wrapping up their season, and they'll use it kind of as a finale to their season. A lot of high school bands will use it as a finale. But it's also at a time of year where it's just before our state marching band championships. So we bring in a national panel of judges that are trained to judge in this manner, and the area high school bands who are attending those state championships always use it as one last precursor to say, all right, this is where we're at. These judges say we need to tweak these few things to get us to where we really want to be heading into our state championship. But as far as how it came about, before I took over with the previous band director, we had been talking about doing something like this on campus. The area kind of needed something of this nature. We had talked about doing it for a handful of years and just never really got it off and running. We came up with a lot of things, but we just collectively we never got it put in place. And thankfully, you know, I think maybe 17 fall of 17 might be when it was either that or 18, but we finally got it in place, and it has really kind of exploded. I think it was 3 years ago, we had to actually have two divisions so that we could get this many people off of campus, because our stadium couldn't hold that many. We could those many students with their parents, with their supporters. Our stadium couldn't, so we had to turn it into one division that performed all morning, and then we did awards for them, and they left campus, and then we do another division in the evening. So we'll get started 9:30 usually, and a.m. and wrap up usually 9:30.
12 hours later.
And it always ends with a performance from the All-American Band and exhibition before we read out awards, and our students really look forward to that. A lot of them came to this championship when they were in high school. They saw us there, and they kind of get excited about performing for all those students, all those prospective students and their parents that evening. So it's just it's a great atmosphere. We'll have a handful of 1A bands that we'll have anywhere from 30 to 50 members, and then at the end of the day, we'll have some 7A bands with a new classification. We'll have some 7A bands that have 250 in them, and that are some of those larger schools in the state. But we'll cover the spectrum, and those judges will see super small to super large, and it's just a great day. It's a great atmosphere, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Of course, again, go ahead and make your plans for that, October the 14th. We'll have some more information on that as we get closer. We're still in August. We're not even in October, but it'll be here before we know it.
We're already planning for it. We're already getting things out there and making our adjustments for it.
Well, Ryan, before I let you go, I always give kind of an open floor opportunity to thank people or maybe invite people to learn more about the band. How can they do so?
Well, you can always go to our website if you want to learn more about the band. You can always go, especially prospective students. There's information on there for our auxiliary auditions, our color guard, Indian Net, and drum major auditions that usually happen mid-April. We usually do those on campus. We're actually looking at some ideas to do all of that by video. That's the way a lot of schools are doing it now, so that we know that people are taking trips, bands are taking trips, ACTs are planned, and with the ease now of watching video and shooting video through email. So, well, we're going to get more information out about that, but those auxiliary unit auditions will usually happen mid-April, but anybody that wants to know more about how we do what we do, there's a lot of information, like I say, that's on the website that you can go. But you can always call us with any questions about that. But we do perform quite a bit during the fall. But our students also during concert season, that second semester, we will also have a concert that ICC does a great job of advertising and publicizing. But we don't always, as a music the band, we don't always do a good job of getting it to the right people. So I think we're looking at a concert somewhere in the first part of April. Okay. So we'll try to do a better job. But that'll be our wind ensemble, and we'll probably, because we have 245, we'll probably have to go to 3 concert bands instead of 2 that we've done in the past. But lots going on, lots to plan for, and we're always excited to see what these students have, and we're always excited to see these students support ICC and serve ICC in this manner. And we talk to them every day about how important what they do is. They sometimes I think it's difficult for band members to see their importance. They just they get into the grind, but we try to talk to them every day about how ICC supports what they do, and everybody on campus gets excited about what the band does, and we just want to make sure that we keep doing what we're known for doing. So that's kind of where we are. I also want to say that if you can't get to the Tomahawk on the Marching Band Championship on the October 14, the previous week on that Saturday, October 7, we've again been invited to perform an exhibition at Tupelo High School for the annual state evaluation, high school evaluations, where they go to get their state rating. We've been invited to perform there again, so you'll be able to see us there if your students, if you're a prospective student, or if you're the parents or friends of prospective students, or you're an alumni that just wants to come see what we're doing. That is a great opportunity. The week before, again, that'll be at Tupelo High School for the state high school marching band evaluation. We'll be performing there as well. Have not decided set the parade dates yet, but we'll be doing, like say, at least 3 to 4 Christmas parades in the district. So we're excited about when that rolls around. But again, we keep saying lots going on, lots to get ready for, but we're all over that.
Well, Ryan, I do want to say thank you for being on the show, but when you do have practice today, please extend my thank you to all the kids.
I will make that happen.
They do such a great job, and it's just one of my favorite parts. I know football and all that, they get the spotlight, but halftime, most people are going to the bathroom. I'm locked in, and hopefully this year we're going to be able to still stream the band live in game on our Blue channel while we stream the football game there for parents and family that can't make it. So,
that would be awesome.
Well, we've been talking with Ryan Todd, the director of the bands here at ICC. Ryan, thank you for your time, and looking forward to seeing you guys take the field.
Enjoyed it, Adam. Appreciate your time.
We'll be back with more of the ICC Hour right after this.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a skilled swordsman, a master chef.
Needs more lavender.
A wonder at word games.
2 tries, every time.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renasant Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, roll Tribe!
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
When I think of ICC, I think about home.
The moment I stepped on campus, I knew it was a perfect fit.
It helped me find my true self.
It has opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
I was able to get involved here and make a real difference.
I've met my closest friends here.
There's something for everyone to be involved with.
I've gained skills to succeed in the workforce.
It's been the best experience.
And that's all the time we've got this week. Once again, thank you for tuning in here for the ICC Hour on SuperTalk Mississippi. Remind you keep up with all things ICC by following us on your favorite social media platform at Itawamba CC or athletically at Let's Go ICC. Then visit our websites, iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. and letsgoicc.com. Again, that's letsgoicc.com for those athletic updates as well. Special thanks to my guest today as we talked to Josh Gammill about some of the awesome opportunities going on over at the Belden Center. We do encourage you to stop by and take advantage of some of those opportunities. And then we also heard from Mr. Ryan Todd talking about the ICC All-American Marching Band. Speaking of that, we're going to let them close out the show. We'll see you right back here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 next Tuesday for the ICC Hour.
The program continues with the 1987 Bengals cover single, Hazy Shade of Winter, featuring our percussion section. Tonight's performance with music from the 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz, entitled Over the Rainbow. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 ICC All-American Marching Band.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renasant Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renasant Bank, understanding you.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.